Hello, welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to discuss the difference between a vertical straight fist and a horizontal straight fist. There was a question asked, which I thought was kind of off or tainted in a way, because what it actually said was, what is stronger and faster, a vertical straight fist or a horizontal straight fist? Well, seeing that all of your movements are the same and it comes from the same body mass, that sort of negates the whole question. What the difference is in the angle of trajectory that makes you decide what is more effective, whether to be vertical or to be horizontal. So in many situations, if you look at the human body, let's say, if I was going to punch somebody in the sternum, the breastbone, and I'm looking at them, and there's pecs on either side, which are muscles that actually have padding. So for me to have more effect, if I struck somebody straight with a horizontal straight fist, it's more likely that it would be recepted by the muscles on either side of the chest. So it'd be more effective there for me to strike vertically. Now, when I'm striking vertically, I'm always striking, and it doesn't matter if it's horizontal or vertical. What I do is I look between my wrist and these two knuckles, that they are in center line with the wrist. If I turn my fist this way, then I'm probably hitting with these two knuckles or with these two knuckles. So I go onto center line, these two knuckles. The other thing that I do is, if I was to punch this way, and I'm holding it this way, I'll come a bit closer to the camera, so you can see that if I'm punching with this flat like this, which a lot of people do, and they believe that that's the smartest way or most effective way to strike, but what's actually hitting first is these bottom knuckles here. When these bottom knuckles hit first, it bends the wrist down this way, which makes a weakness in this point here. So what we'd like to do is, when we hit, we'd like to hit so that these two knuckles are not only just in the center with our forearm here, but with the center here. So instead of getting hit with this flat, hitting these knuckles here, we turn this down a bit, not so that this knuckle here goes perfectly in line with the center here. And it doesn't matter if we're striking vertically this way, because we don't want to strike this way where we're striking with our baby fingers. We want to strike with these. We don't want to strike this way so that these knuckles hit first. We want to turn it so that the center line comes from here. And it doesn't matter if we're striking vertically or horizontally or reverse in the horizontal position. So what I mean is that, just as I said, if I was striking somebody in the sternum, I would execute that with these center knuckles hitting in the center of the sternum, the breastbone. Now, it would be much more effective. Now, if I'm striking somebody in the diaphragm, which would be coming up inside, in just underneath the rib cage, coming upwards, because if I was to strike them, I can't strike them. Firstly, if I want to make it more effective, I have to understand what I'm striking. So understanding the body is very important here. So knowing that I would be much more effective striking upwards on an angle. Now, it would be hard for me to strike upwards on an angle with a vertical strike, because I'd probably hit my baby fingers. It'd be even harder horizontal in this position. So I'd be horizontal, but in a reverse direction. If I wanted to hit somebody in the diaphragm and be most effective, I'd hit them this way. You just have to understand what you're going to hit and the angle, because you can... As people's bodies change, if somebody's standing upright, there's this way here. But if they were bent over, then there's another, the trajectory of the angle, depending on the body, that really makes the difference. So there's a science in understanding your weapon and restricting it now just to what we call a straight fist, whether the fist is straight this way or whether it's straight this way or whether it's straight this way, it's one straight fist. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is some strikes that are used quick, snappy, this kind of snappy punch. It's not like it's not coming through. Then there's punches where you're sinking your whole body through. So if I'm being in this position and I have that type of snap, you can hear it snap, or this kind of snap, or this kind of snap. This is just a quick, loose intensity strike. So there's be areas where I would hit the body with a loose intensity strike. Now, I wouldn't be snapping somebody in a muscle grouping. So I wouldn't be snapping you in the pecs or in the deltoids or in your abdomen. Bit of Filipino influence, abdomen. Anyways, it's a personal joke for some of the people that I've trained with. So here, what we're looking at is understanding where you're striking. It'd be like saying, would it be better for me to strike somebody in the jaw this way? Well, it's more than likely I'm not going to get the point of impact, because since the jaw is rounded, but it's not just rounded this way, also the bone is rounded. So you're probably going to hit somebody inside here, causing damage to your fist, your fingers. So here you're looking at it saying, what would be more effective? Well, it'd be better probably to have a right cross or a left cross. It doesn't matter if you're connecting on the jaw in this manner here, where it could be more effectively, because you could utilize your weapon and target more effectively. So if you're going to hit somebody, it's same with, if I was going to strike downwards, I'd probably not want to strike downwards into the abdomen because the muscle grouping is pretty strong. But it wouldn't be a problem for me striking downwards into the hip bone. It wouldn't be a problem striking downwards into the pubic bone. It wouldn't be a problem. There's certain areas where, and some areas, it's not like I'd want to flick somebody with a snap punch to his quadricep. But if I sunk this straight fist directly into the top of the quadricep, then it's going to be much more effective. So the question is, which strike is better? It's very subjective to the target, to what you're striking. So I could go on and on with many different targets and explaining why you'd use a vertical or a horizontal strike. But my main purpose here is explaining that it's not that one is better than the other. They all have a purpose, and the purpose is highly reflectant on your understanding of the body, its how it works and doesn't work, and its vulnerabilities. Anyhow, I hope this helps you for today. Again, if you find these videos helpful, or you think somebody else may be interested in this information, please share it. Give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Have a great day. Thanks.